Hello everyone and welcome to SA Bricks, and today we are looking at the official reveal of the June 2025 LEGO Harry Potter sets. So let's get right into it, but just before that, make sure you like the video and also subscribe to SA Bricks. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much, but now let's get into the video. And so our first set here is a very exciting one, and that is set number 76454, Hogwarts Castle, the main tower. This set has 2,135 pieces and shows the main tower, the second main extension to our new Hogwarts Castle system. Now the exterior of this set looks absolutely amazing. You can see here from the front of the box, we've got an absolute ton of minifigures. We've got the actual main tower, the rocks underneath it, and also the small courtyard next door. So let's take a close look at the set, starting off with the interior of the set. Now I will say the interior is a bit bland. I would like to have seen kind of less rooms maybe and have more details in the rooms. In the top left here we have the whole Gryffindor common room. Now it's a bit small and we've got the actual kind of bland looking main common room and also a very small dormitory featuring 2 bedrooms, which is a bit disappointing. I'd like to have seen more detail here, maybe even expanded to have the full section and below as well maybe. But I do like the quite nice looking red chairs in here, and also the Fat Lady portrait which leads out into the staircases. But just below the common room we've got Fluffy's room with a trapdoor, which looks really good. We've also got here the harp, which actually is in the Fluffy's room, a relatively plain room, but that kind of makes sense because it is plain in the movies. And next here is a small outside area with a door. Looks quite kind of not detailed, but that's kind of how it's supposed to be again. And then below this is actually the Devil's Snare room, better than the 2021 one, but not very detailed, kind of a bit bland. And next is a flying key room. Now this part of the world has got a bit of a problem because the flying keys don't have wings. Now back 20 years ago the flying keys did, but since we haven't had any before, and now we've got them finally again, but they don't have wings. Kind of a shame, but it's good to be seeing them, I guess. And next to this is the chess room. Now this is a massive downgrade from the one a few years ago back into 2021. It only has a few pieces and is a bit disappointing, I'd say. But above this though is a really cool part, and that is 3 floors of staircases, and I think these can move as well, which is really cool. The walls are covered in portrait tiles. That looks absolutely amazing, I think. And the top floor has actually got a gargoyle which leads into Dumbledore's office. Now his office here it's got Dumbledores the Phoenix in, the sorting hat, looks alright I think. And above that is also a very small room here, showing a mirror of Erised, and below and above this is the Philosopher's Stone and also a room with a spider in. So the interior is a bit disappointing, not too bad. Love to see a bit more detail maybe in some of the rooms. But above that you can also see a picture showing the Great Hall combined with the set. It looks absolutely amazing, and the system is finally showing up to be a really cool Hogwarts system. Our next picture here better shows the small room at the top with the mirror of Erised. As you can see, it has several stickers to show different characters in the mirror. This one here shows Lily and James and Harry. I'm not sure why Harry looks so scared. If I remember correctly, he's more happy in this scene in the movie. But it's really good to be finally seeing the mirror again after 5 years of not having it. I love the use of this big piece, like the big arch piece. I think it works really well for the mirror of Erised, and overall a really cool thing to be finally seeing again in the set. And the bottom room here shows the Devil's Snare. You can see some sort of a play feature where you can make the characters fall through into the bottom floor. You see the trap door here and Harry, Ron and Hermione jumping through. And we've got a few actual leaf pieces and also some stickered elements, which I'm not a big fan of, but it's way better than one we got back in 2021, which is like the kind of big black bit at the bottom. So a big upgrade, but still not as good as I'd like to see. And here is a better look inside of Dumbledore's office. As you can see, we've got all the elements needed for his office. We've got the pensive, the sorting hat, Dumbledores the Phoenix, the Sword of Gryffindor, and also portraits of ex-headmasters in the back. I love the Dumbledore minifigure here, a really detailed dress printing, and you can see behind him is some shelves with some really cool details in, which you can see in the movie. Now this is still missing the whole back section with the living quarters and also the telescope, A bit of a shame, but it is possibly our biggest one in quite a while, so I'm not complaining. It's quite good. And you can also see in the back here how the whole model is held together through these kind of plates which can twist. That's how the whole tower is held together, because as you can see from the exterior, it's quite a big tower, so there's no existing piece that can hold it all together. So that's quite cool to see how this works. I think it's quite a good building technique, and overall a really cool room as well. And here is the very, very good minifigure selection. Starting off here, we've got Neville Longbottom. He's got the really, really cool pajamas. These look really nice, I think. And next to him is actually Dean Thomas. This figure has appeared in the boathouse from last year, but still, it's really good to be getting him. In this set, there is all the people inside of Harry's dormitory, which makes sense as it actually is in the set. Next to him is Marcus Flint, the Slytherin Quidditch player. He looks really good, a bit random to include in the set, but I'm not complaining because he's got a really cool face print and it looks really good. And next to him is Nearly Headless Nick. I love this scruff he's got around his neck. I think it looks really cool, and his hairpiece isn't quite as good as previous minifigures of him. I'm not complaining because, again, it's really good to be seeing him, and overall he's quite a good minifigure, although I would have preferred to have someone like the Bloody Baron, perhaps, a ghost we haven't seen before. And the next to him is Percy Weasley. Now, he is missing his prefect badge, which is a bit of a shame, but he's quite a good minifigure. I love the face print, which also appeared in the Burrow from last year. And next to him is two Hogwarts students here. We've got Hufflepuff and also a Ravenclaw student. And then we've got Dumbledore, like I mentioned, a really cool detailed dress print, and again the Dumbledores Phoenix mould from back a few years ago. Then there is Sylvanus Kettleburn, the Magical Creatures teacher in the first 2 years of the series. He looks really cool to be seeing him in Lego. Never had him before. He's mentioned very, very briefly in the movies, more in the books, but it's really cool to be seeing him with a peg leg. And you can see next to him is Fluffy. The Fluffy reminds me of the Lego dinosaurs here, because it's kind of a lot of big mold. I think actually the mouth is actually the Lego dinosaur mouthpiece, which is quite interesting. Is it better than the one from 2021? I think so, but let me know in the comments down below if you think it is. And next Fluffy here is the Golden Trio. We've got Harry, Ron and Hermione. Now I believe that Ron and Hermione have appeared in previous sets, but Harry Potter here is exclusive, which is really cool to be seeing. I love his bright red jumper, and above him is Hedwig. Now that mold, I thought that mold actually might have been retired, so it's really cool to be seeing that again in Lego Harry Potter. So overall, the set is really good. I'm really excited to see what comes next from this wave. I'm going to guess it's Strummy Tower, or kind of the viaduct area, because that's kind of what's next in the castle. I'm really excited to see that next year, hopefully. Will that based off either, I'm going to guess either the Half-Blood Prince or Chamber of Secrets, maybe with a library. But let's see what happens in the future of the Lego Harry Potter theme. Now our next set here is one which I'm a bit less excited about, and that is set number 76448, Dumbledores Phoenix. This set has 299 pieces, and it isn't as exciting as the last set. I think it would work well with perhaps the Hedwig from last year, although I do really love here the very small sort of Gryffindor and sorting hat. Those actually look really cool here. I love the printed head we got here with the sorting hat. That's quite a nice detail. However, the forks, the neck here is a bit long, not sure why it's so long, but the build is very colourful, quite nice. I think it's better than the Hedwig from last year, but I still probably won't be getting this set. And then we have a more exciting set here, and that is set number 76451, Aunt Marge's Visit to Privet Drive. This set is way better than our last Privet Drive back in 2020. It's got a brown roof, which is a bit different to our black roof back then, and also it's a fully enclosed building. So that I think is a really cool feature to have in the set. And you can see also we have Harry's barred windows, not from the right movie of course, but it's still a cool feature to have here. I think it looks quite good from the exterior, and also the greenhouse too, which has never been made in Lego before. And the set includes 5 minifigures, and that is Dudley Dursley, Harry Potter, Aunt Marge, Uncle Vernon, and of course the star of the show, Aunt Marge. Dudley is quite a nice minifigure. Could be seeing him in his Prisoner of Azkaban clothes. Harry here came in the night bus from March, but it's good to be seeing him again. And then we've got Aunt Marge and Uncle Vernon. These figures are quite good, not as good as the ones we got back in 2020 sadly. So I'm not as happy with those. But the next and absolutely amazing minifigure here, that is Aunt Marge. She uses the Lego Hagrid arms, the R2D2 head, and this really cool dome piece here, which actually was first used in the Lego Technic set for to represent the Earth. And then also here we've got Aunt Marge's dog, and that is Ripper, which is actually a really cool addition to the set. Our next set is a Lego Harry Potter book nook here, featuring the Hogwarts Express. This set is actually a really cool new concept, new for 2025. You can see it's got 2 figures, and the Hogwarts Express is a bit smaller than our previous Hogwarts Expresses, and it isn't as accurate, but it's quite good to be seeing it on a smaller scale. Now, this worked really well in a bookshelf, I think. And sadly, there is no new figures in the set. We've got Harry Potter, who's appeared in tons of sets before, and then we've also got Ron Weasley, and he appeared in the Hogwarts Express set from a few years ago. And so, guys, our next set here is set number 76452, Quality Quidditch Supplies and Florine Fortescue's Ice Cream Parlour. This set looks really good. It's got a ton of minifigures and features Florine Fortescue's Ice Cream Shop and Quality Quidditch Supplies. There's also 2 small side builds here of a small table with an umbrella and also an ice cream stand. This looks really cool, I think. There's definitely a lot of inspiration taken from Universal Studios, Diagon Alley, definitely for Florine Fortescue with a big ice cream and also the really, really cool angled window. Now, as you can see from the window of Quality Quidditch Supplies, there is the Nimbus 2000 on the bottom floor and also a Slytherin Quidditch robe in the top floor. This is really cool, and also you can see the Florine Fortescue model is actually a corner build, which is quite similar to Weasley's Wizard Wheezes from 2 years ago. The set also includes 6 minifigures, and first up here we've got Cho Chang. She has the same torso from the Lego Owlery set. Then there is Ron Weasley, and he is the exact same minifigure from last year's Burrow. Then there's Hermione Granger. She's got a red torso and this really interesting ponytail hairpiece. Then there's Florine Fortescue. He is quite similar to the one from Diagon Alley, but he's got a new torso, and I believe that's also a new face print as well. Then there's this kind of random witch here. We've got quite a few of these in the Diagon Alley sets. It's really good we've seen this kind of eye building kind of thing going on here with these witches and wizards. It's going really well so far, and I really like it. And finally here, we've got Angelina Johnson. She comes in the full Gryffindor Slytherin robe, similar to Marcus Flint in the main tower set. So guys, our next set here is set number 76445, Hogwarts Castle Herbology class. This set reminds me a lot of the previous Hogwarts system with the big arch pieces, but it is very good and very detailed. There is the really good new Mandrake piece and also a new pot piece for it, and it's full of Lego Harry Potter details such as the Mimbletonia, which is actually just a recolor of the bubbling cauldron piece from last year's wave, and we've also got the dirigible plums from the Lovegood house here. Some really cool references, and also I love the really cool red flower build. The set includes 3 minifigures, nothing amazing, but we've got Professor Sprout here. She's got plain legs, which isn't quite as accurate as the one which we see in the CMS Series 2 from a few years back with the dress. Then there's Hermione and Neville, who are in their herbology outfits, which we see in the movie. Not very detailed, but they're not in the movie, so this kind of makes sense. Now, taking a look at the Mandrake piece, it has the same leaf element which has been used for quite a long time now, but I believe the torso and head is actually from Lego Dreams. It has got the arms which are similar to Baby Groot and the Cornish Pixie, which can be held by minifigures, and it kind of looks a bit like a minifigure with the same kind of proportions. I think this piece works really well and does really fit in with the look of the Lego Mandrake. So guys, our final set of today is set number 76449, the Monster Book of Monsters. This set reminds me a lot of the Lego promo from a few years ago. It does look a bit bigger though, and it has this very interesting colour scheme of the darker browns. I think maybe the sand brown would have been more accurate, then I would have mixed in quite a lot with the colour of the actual pages of the book. The set does look really good though. I love the detail added with these really good pieces, and also all the teeth, the tongue, and the tongue as well. Looks really good. We've got stickered elements to have the text, which is okay. I would have preferred to have seen prints though. And the set also has one minifigure, and that is Neville Longbottom, and he has an accessory of the Monster Book of Monsters. This is very similar to one we got in a CMF a few years ago, but it's actually brown instead of nougat. Is this more accurate? I'd say probably not, although it is good to have more variation in the LEGO Harry Potter theme. And so guys, with that is every LEGO Harry Potter set releasing on June the 1st, 2025. But that is not it for the year though, because we are supposed to be getting a LEGO Hogsmeade Village later on September the 1st. So make sure to subscribe for more information about that in the future. That sounds very exciting. But with that brings us to the end of this video. Now let me know in the comments down below which one of these sets is your favourite. I'm very excited to hear what you all think of these sets. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to our channel. I'd really appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.